Okay, so the next feature that we're going to place is the nose. So to start, we're going to place a guideline halfway between this line that you did for the eyes and your chin. And so you want to kind of divide that space about in half. That is going to help us to place the bottom of the nose. The next guideline that you're going to place is going to be the inner corner of the eye. You're going to bring a vertical line down from there. You're going to do the same with the other eye. And this is going to give you the approximate width from outer nostril to outer nostril for your nose. The next thing that I would like for you to do is observe your nose very closely and kind of look at the center kind of ball shape of your nose. Everyone has kind of a different shape there on their nose. Some people have rounder ones. Mine is actually kind of almost like a rounded diamond shape when I observe it. And so I want you to place just a basic shape in for like the ball of your nose and just kind of look at like the shape of it. I'd also like you to consider how big it is in proportion to your nostrils. Some people's nostrils are take up kind of more space, some people's take up less space. Also look at the shape of your nostrils and draw those in as just basic kind of like shapes, forms, overlapping what you drew for that center shape. And so my nose, like I said, the center is almost like kind of a diamond shape. My nostrils are kind of more like long, skinny ovals. And that helps me to figure out like the forms of my nose and how to break them down into basic shapes. And then what we're going to do is, for now, we're going to put in a stronger line for the outer nostril. Okay, and so it's going to go from here into here. And then we're going to start with a curved line kind of up here. Now some people, you can see more of their nostrils, you can see less of their nostrils. That should be a reflection of the shape that you drew here. And so I'm just going to draw this and then go over and have it just that line continue up until this next nostril. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that outer nostril in as well. If you see any like strong kind of bridge shapes on your nose, you can. The other thing that I'm going to talk about and have you think about just placing lightly as guidelines right now is what we call the keystone area. So where your forehead meets your nose, there is a spot where it kind of dips your face, like your skull kind of dips down, and that shape is almost like a keystone shape. Okay, and then your skull kind of goes up, and there's bone here for like your brow, around your eye sockets. And so I'd like you to just kind of draw a basic shape for the keystone area right now. It's going to help us to place value later on. It helps you think about the actual form and kind of the delicate shadow that's going to fall there to show the transition from like your forehead to the keystone area and then to the bridge of your nose. That'll help us to place some value. So go ahead and just place that in lightly. It's going to kind of be merged into value later. The next guideline that you're going to place is going to be between the bottom of your nose and your chin. And so we're just dividing this space in half. This is going to be where the bottom of your mouth falls. The outer corners of your mouth align with a vertical reference point that comes down from your pupils. I should mention that this is the very outer corners of your mouth, but that kind of gives you some reference points for that. Okay, and then for your mouth, you want to consider kind of what they call the Cupid's bow here. And so that you're just going to kind of look and draw from observation. And then just remember that this is the bottom of your mouth. I like to break the mouth down into basic shapes like this. The top lip, I kind of think about it as like a kidney bean shape to start. And then there's two kind of overlapping shapes like this. And like I said, this is the outer corner of the lips. And so everyone's lips are different. Some people have a fuller upper lip. Some people have a fuller bottom lip. Some people have very tiny lips. You kind of have to look and see how these basic shapes that I'm using for my lips makes sense for your lips, and like where the forms and how big the forms that I'm drawing make sense for you. So there is quite a bit of observational parts that you need to do with your portrait. And so the bottom lips, I use kind of two overlapping shapes like this. And for me, my bottom lip is fuller than my top lip. Okay, and then I just kind of tidy them up. I look at the edges, see what needs to change or be adjusted to make them symmetrical, and also kind of to make sure that the forms make sense. You know, maybe an edge needs to come in a little bit sooner. Maybe something needs to be adjusted and centered more. That's okay. It's all just in graphite right now. You can change it pretty easily. Okay, and then I just go in and make a more defined line for the center of the lips, and that is going to follow these forms here. And so typically the center of your lips, the opening kind of dips down, and then it goes up, and then it dips down. And so we're just drawing kind of like your resting face right now, because this is the first portrait that we're doing, and well, the only portrait that we'll be doing in Art 1. And so just kind of simple resting face expression is what you want to draw right now. Okay, and then you can go in and just kind of check out your chin and see if you have a prominent shape that you need to draw there, kind of underneath your mouth. But this is the start of our proportions.